been a whirlwind 24 hours for a young man who's been battling some serious charges for years, all connected to a crime he says he didn't commit. He came to our New York One newsroom earlier today for an interview with our Dean Meminger. Dean joins us now to talk all about it. This has been a case that's been sort of swirling for years now.
We're talking about Pedro Hernandez. He is now 18 years old. When he was first arrested in the Bronx, he was 15 years old. Today, he did come to the New York One studios. He and his lawyer, they thought it was important enough for them to come here to talk a little bit about what has been going on with him. So yesterday in court, the Bronx District Attorney said that she would drop all of the charges that remained against Pedro Hernandez if he went to college for 1 semester starting in January. Pedro Hernandez says he is working on that. But Pedro Hernandez actually became one of the poster children for bail reform because he was first arrested in 2015 when he was only 15 years old. And he said he did not commit the robberies, the assaults, the involvement with shootings. He said he didn't do any of that. So that's when the Robert Kennedy Foundation, Human Rights Foundation, got involved with him to help him meet his bail of $100,000. They said that was the first problem, that he had $100,000 bail. He was a poor kid from the Bronx, a working class, and couldn't meet that bail, so they helped him out. But then they continue to help him. Now they say all of these charges will be dropped, and they say rightfully so. I asked Pedro Hernandez, how does he feel the day after finding out that come January, if he's in school, he won't have to worry about these charges anymore?
It feels amazing. I feel amazing. It feels good. It feels good to actually be free and not have to go back into the Bronx Supreme Court. I feel like now that I have the opportunity to talk out and speak and help other kids, I feel like they should fight and not give up on their cases and just be strong and be brave about it and stick to their grounds and believe in themselves.
He's been very outspoken and not camera shy, willing to tell his story.
What is it that made the Bronx DA say, okay, we're going to drop these charges if you go to school? Was there just not enough evidence?
Well, I mean, this has been a long battle, a public battle for 3 years involving a teenager who sat on Rikers Island for a year because of his bail. He had said he was innocent all along, didn't commit these violations or these offenses. So that's when, the Robert Kennedy Foundation got involved, and they say they believe it's because of all of the pressure that they applied, proving that Pedro Hernandez did nothing wrong. Now, one of the officers is involved in all of this, Detective David Terrell. A lot of the folks around Hernandez have blamed him, saying he was the reason why Hernandez was arrested. You see me speaking with the detective there over the years. He said he had nothing to do with this, and he said in the past that Hernandez, however, was a criminal and he should have been arrested. But he said he had nothing to do with this arrest. He was just a Bronx detective doing his job. Many law enforcement sources will say Pedro Hernandez is guilty of something. I spoke to Hernandez's lawyer about this. He says that is ridiculous.
He's faced over 10 cases and all of them have been dismissed. So the notion that he's somehow guilty when no one's even been able to bring him to trial, let alone convict him, is absurd. He would have been acquitted had we gone to trial, and he would have been acquitted quickly. They did not want to have that trial for their own reasons, and so they dismissed the case.
This is like a criminal soap opera in a sense.
Criminal justice soap opera drama, although it is very serious when it comes to people committing crimes or bail reform. Pedro Hernandez has sued the officer is suing him and suing the police department, is going back and forth. But at the end of the day, Pedro Hernandez says he didn't commit any crimes. He believes that the cases will be dropped because he says right today and starting yesterday, he was speaking to college guidance counselors, and he is trying to get enrolled in college so that he can meet that January deadline that the Bronx DA set for him. But his lawyer says he's very upset with the Bronx DA as well. Instead of just dismissing the charges, putting this college part into it when they say Pedro wanted to go to college all along. So very interesting, and I tell you this, I don't believe this is the last we're going to hear of this story.
I think you're right about that. All right, we'll be checking back, and you'll be following. So
yes.
We appreciate it, Dean.